What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys don't know me already, my name is Lucian and I am a filmmaker and drone pilot based in the SF Bay Area. This channel is all about drones, filmmaking, all that good stuff. I am a working professional in the field, so I spend a ton of time flying all these different drones, and I feel like I have a lot of real world knowledge and experiences on the insights between these drones and the differences and strengths each of these drones offers. So for this video, we're going to focus on the DJI Inspire 3. And today, we're going to talk about a couple of reasons that strongly distinguish the DJI Inspire 3, an $18,000 drone, to its more cheaper counterparts like the consumer series of the DJI Air 3, the Mini 3, the Mavic 3, whatever you want to compare it to. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. All right, so starting off with the first feature of the DJI Inspire 3 that strongly distinguishes it between other consumer drones is the fact that the Inspire 3 actually has two cameras. As you can see on the Inspire 3, it has a dedicated FPV camera that you could tilt up and down, in addition to its large full-frame DJI camera on the gimbal. And I know for some people, you guys might wonder, like, why do you need two cameras? Like the Mavic 3 Pro has three cameras, right? But you really have to think about the real world usage of the FPV camera. And honestly, I really love the FPV camera because it feels like I have way more spatial awareness, and it makes flying the Inspire 3, basically a $20,000 drone, way safer. And I just feel really confident every time I fly it. Like, contrary to popular belief, like flying such an expensive drone, you might think like, oh, I'm always so nervous and I really don't want to crash. But when you're flying such an expensive drone, you're getting really professional features, safety features, and you're getting that FPV camera that makes flying it so much more awesome. And every time I fly it, I never not use it. I mean, every time I fly it, I'm always tapping into that FPV camera, and it's just so great because it's really good at low light. You're able to tilt it up and down so you can see everything really clearly. And yeah, it just makes flying the drone really safe and just really confident, because obviously the Air 3, the smaller drones, I mean, they're really easy to fly. I fly them every day for real estate, and I feel really confident flying that thing as well. But I really wish the Air 3 had an FPV camera. I mean, having that FPV camera is just so awesome because it doesn't matter what focal length you're shooting at. I could be shooting on the 75mm, the 50mm, the 35mm on my Inspire 3. It could be a super tight frame, but by being able to just click one button and punch into that really nice wide field of view on the FPV camera, it just makes everything really safe, and I could just make sure there's no trees around me, and it just makes flying it really awesome. And this feature comes in really handy, especially when you're doing dual operator mode, which we're going to talk about later. But when you're doing dual operator mode, you could be shooting with whatever focal length. Your operator could be framing up whatever he wants, and then I could just have my own dedicated camera. I can point the drone wherever I want and just fly really close proximity to objects without feeling any risk at all of crashing. So I think that's a huge, huge feature of the Inspire 3 that really justifies that price tag of like $18,000, $20,000 of your drone. So I think that's a really awesome feature, really underrated feature that not many people talk about or consider when upgrading to the DJI Inspire 3. Absolute game changer, and I really love that feature. Hey guys, so before we move on to the rest of the features of the Inspire 3, I quickly want to say a quick word for my sponsor, which is Audio Pro. If you guys are a filmmaker or drone pilot like me, you guys know just how important music is, especially for drone filmmaking. It's so much awesome to have great music to add to your drone videos, any of your videos. It really helps you elevate to that next level of immersion and really just makes it that much more cinematic. So if you guys want to try out Audio Pro, please hit that link in the description in the video and use the code SAVE70 to save 70% off your first year of Audio Pro. And I really love Audio Pro because you're able to just find so much great music and sound effects. It's really easy to kind of filter through the different songs and find the perfect song for your videos. So thank you guys so much for listening. Let's get back to the video. Moving on to feature number 2 of the DJI Inspire 3, that really separates it and really puts it in its own class of drones compared to these smaller drones like the Air 3, Mini 3, Mavic 3, doesn't matter, is the fact that the Inspire 3 is an absolute low-light beast. I mean, you guys know me, I really love to shoot at kind of darker times. I love shooting at golden hour, and actually my favorite time to shoot is actually once the sun dips down completely and it's just a blue hour. I mean, like on the smaller drones, like you really can't do that effectively. I mean, sure, you can get shots and you can apply like denoising in post, but let's be honest, like it doesn't matter. Mavic 3, Mini 3, Air 3, any of those drones, like once you lose sunlight, the image gets really grainy, you know, like it just looks really noisy and it just doesn't look that great. But ever since I started flying the Inspire 3, like once the sun goes down, like that's prime time for the Inspire 3. I mean, without full frame sensor, with that DJI lens, with the 2.8 aperture, is just an absolute low light beast. And when you're looking on the controller, I mean, it just looks so awesome of an image. I mean, everything just glows, everything just looks so pristine, so clear. And I really, really love the way the image looks in low light conditions on the Inspire 3. I mean, I'm usually shooting in Apple ProRes 422 HQ. And when you put it in post on the computer, like it just looks so great. And especially when you're shooting like architecture, like real estate, vehicles or anything with lights, like the way it glows in contrast to the background of like kind of that nice blue dusky background, the image just really pops and it looks so clear. So that's one of the main reasons why I love flying the Inspire 3, because you're not really restricted by the light, you know? Like when I was flying the Mavics and the other smaller drones, like I was always really rushing to my spots, trying to get there at the perfect time, trying to get those awesome sun flares and stuff. But now with the Inspire 3, like I'm always taking my time. Like if the sun goes down and it starts getting dark, I'm like, so be it, let's go. Let's get some dusk shots, you know? Let's get some shots before the sun even rises, you know? Like the image just looks so awesome, so clear, and you're able to really push the ISO without sacrificing on image quality. So that's been a really pleasant surprise with the Inspire 3 and why I really love to fly the Inspire 3. It's such a great feature, the low light conditions it's able to fly in and produce amazing imagery in. So that's gonna be it for reason number 2. All right, so moving on to feature number 3 of the Inspire 3 that really distinguishes it from other drones is the fact that you could support dual operator mode. And this feature alone just makes the DJI Inspire 3 worth the price tag. I mean, none of the smaller drones support this feature. The Air 3, Mavic 3, Cine Pro, doesn't matter. None of those smaller drones offers dual operator mode, and I really love this feature. If you guys watch this channel, you guys know how much I love this feature. I always talk about it, and I just think it's so awesome because you're able to accomplish really intricate and really different shots as opposed to if you're just doing single operator, because especially when you start using more tighter focal lengths, you know, like the 50mm, the 75mm, and going into crop mode, which is basically like a 90mm equivalent, it's actually gonna be pretty difficult to accomplish good shots on your own if you're doing that in single operator mode. But by being able to pass off the second controller to a friend, another operator, you're able to just enter this really synergistic mode where the pilot can just solely focus on flying safely, controlling the movement of the aircraft using the FPV camera, and then the operator can just solely focus on their composition, their movement of the gimbal, and you're just able to kind of create this really awesome teamwork environment and just get really awesome shots. And this really comes in handy when you're doing tracking like cars and really kind of like precise objects, and that's really awesome. And in addition, not only is it really awesome just for getting these really technical shots, it's just so fun to fly with your friends, you know? Like, I'm sure you guys fly with your friends and with the smaller drones, and yeah, sure, it's fun. You guys both, you know, fly Mavic, get some shots around, but it's really like individualistic. Like I'm just here on my controller getting my shots, they're on their controller getting their own shots with their drone. But by doing the dual operator mode, you're able to create this kind of cool camaraderie, this teamwork where I'm flying the drone because it's my drone obviously, but then I can kind of communicate to him like, okay, yeah, point it towards the sun, pan right, tilt up, tilt down, and you're just able to kind of like bond more when you're flying. And it's just a lot more fun to just kind of have this like activity that you guys are both involved in. So just for fun especially, it's really awesome. And yeah, I think just those 3 reasons alone is just enough to justify the price tag. I mean, it's a really expensive drone, and I know a lot of you aren't gonna shell out the money to buy this drone, but like, I really love flying the Inspire 3 because let's be honest, like my day job is doing real estate, and to be completely honest, I don't really bring the Inspire 3 to real estate. I mean, it's just not worth it. I'm not really getting paid extra. It's too big. It's just not really worth the hassle for real estate, which is just a really quick turnaround. It's not really, they didn't really care too much about cinematic stuff, you know what I mean? So by having that Inspire 3, I'm able to really change gears after work, you know? Like I'm flying the Air 3 all the time for work, multiple times a day, all day, flying the Air 3. And then when I'm off work and I want to go to a spot with my friends to fly, like the last thing I want to do is fly the Air 3 again, you know? Like, I mean, the image is okay and it's good for work, and I mean, it gets the job done, you know? But like, it's so awesome to be able to just switch gears and just fly just a huge drone with your friends that produces amazing imagery, but it's just so fun, just the act of flying it and getting shots with your friend in dual operator mode. I mean, it's just such a pleasure, and that's why I really love the Inspire 3. So I think that's it for today, guys. I just want to focus more on making kind of quick little videos like this, keep it simple, put out some more content, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, it really helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.